What's going on, guys? Welcome to another 2-Minute Tuesday. In this video, I want to talk about the easiest country to start your pro career. Now, just for some background, I have traveled in 4 countries. I've traveled in America, Canada, Germany, and Iceland, and I've talked to a multitude of professional soccer players that come from all over the world and have tried to play in different countries all over the world. Do you want me to list them? I think I'm going to list them. New Zealand, Australia, Finland, Sweden, Qatar, Norway, England, Spain, Portugal, Cyprus, Malta, Greece, Mexico, Switzerland, Guatemala, Mongolia, Honduras, Argentina, Thailand, Malaysia, Japan, India, Hungary, Ireland, South Korea, Afghanistan, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Denmark, Albania, Jamaica, Israel, Austria, Kazakhstan, Brazil, Serbia, Macedonia, and on and on and on. And I always ask them the same thing. How was getting a visa? How easy was it to find a team? How much does the team pay? Is it a livable wage? I'm always so curious to figure out what it's like to play pro in these different countries. So having all this experience, both secondhand and firsthand, I want to give you this answer. What is the easiest country to play pro in? So let's put the time on the screen and let's get started. I'm going to start this off with a quote from my teammates who had played in over 7 different countries. Anytime there is a team that pays livable wages to play soccer, you will find high-level competition from high-level players for those jobs. So don't think that if you aren't even close to making a high-level amateur or semi-pro team in your own country that you can magically go off to a different country and make this high-level professional team and get paid handsomely to do so. Now, I do think there's definitely a time and a place to go overseas to develop your own game, get experience, to really progress up through the ranks and develop as a soccer player. I actually have to credit my pro career to starting off in the lower leagues of Germany, but I always read messages from players saying how their country is more difficult to go pro in than another country, how their situation is different and they need to go somewhere else. And I really think this boils down to the grass is always greener, and I want to share this knowledge with you. Players from smaller countries with lesser established pro leagues such as Thailand, Malaysia, New Zealand always complain about how there are no real opportunities, scouts, teams, academies in order to really develop up into the pro game. They say there are no opportunities here, and I need to go to a country with more opportunities such as England, Germany, or Spain. And while that may be 100% true, players from those latter countries actually email me with the exact inverse message. I get emails from players from England, Germany, and Spain that say that their country is too saturated with high-level players and teams, so scouts can't weed them out. They don't have the opportunity to be scouted there because there is too much opportunity. They want to travel to smaller countries with lesser established pro leagues such as New Zealand, Thailand, or Malaysia in order to really be discovered and kickstart their career. So you can see how this grass is always greener kind of really plays into effect. And you can't, or they can't, ever be to blame because honestly, both sides are very true. Before I became a pro, I was very frustrated in America because I thought there was a lack of opportunity. With a country with over 400 million people, we actually have less than 60 fully professional teams here. I wanted to try to play in a country like Germany with a much smaller population but pro teams around every single corner that are willing to pay wages. But I quickly found that since there are so many professional teams and semi-pro teams that are willing to pay around every single corner, there is a ton of high-level players searching for these jobs. And even though it actually did end up working out for me, I found that pro teams and semi-pro teams found it very difficult to justify paying more money for a foreigner dealing with this visa and work permit regulations and restrictions when the market is so saturated with all these very high-level players just domestically in Germany. And visas are insane. Countries like England, Germany, or the United States make it very, very difficult for foreigners to come in and play soccer. Other countries such as Malaysia, Thailand, or Norway might have much looser restrictions, but the amount of teams there might be a lot less. These are all factors that you have to weigh out when you determine which country you should go to and if it's the right time for you. I firmly believe that the easiest country to go pro in is the country that you have the most connections in and has the right league system for where you are in your career. If you really want to get that first pro contract, maybe it's better not to be in such a saturated market such as England or Germany and maybe go to a lesser known country. Now, if you really want to making that next jump up or to go into a high-level development system, maybe it's not the best to be in New Zealand or these lesser known countries and go into a country like England or Germany to really develop your game. You have to look at your own career and figure out which is going to have the best route for me. In my situation, I had multiple German coaches, mentors, ex-pros all say like, you know what, let's bring you over to Germany. There's tons of lower league teams that you can try out for to really get that first contract under your belt. And that was exactly right. There was tons of teams that were willing to take me in for a trial to see how I did. But the visa and the work permit were ridiculously hard to obtain, and that led to a lot of teams turning me down. So ask yourself, what are you looking for? The easiest countries to go pro in terms of a visa might be Norway, but the hardest might be Germany. The easiest country to go pro in terms of the number of scouts might be Germany, but the hardest might be India. The easiest country to go pro in terms of playing style might be India, but the hardest might be England. And the easiest country to go pro in just in terms of the number of pro leagues and teams might be England, but the hardest might be Norway. The answer really varies based on what you're looking for. Again, I really do believe that making the jump overseas or to a different country to really jumpstart your pro career can be a tremendous experience and really jumpstart your career. But don't expect an easier route. Expect a different route. Because again, wherever there are teams that are going to pay you to play soccer, expect competition for those jobs. That's how it is. So anyway, that's the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. How'd I do on time?